JJ a very special edition here on a Sunday for Amazing Plantz4Mationz, our little take on transformation with the plant. So I am so excited.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome, everyone. Hopefully you're here live or you're catching the replay. And I want to thank Dawn James here from J&J Video. She sets up the stream and the links and the beautiful thumbnails and everything. So thank you for that. And welcome our special guest, Ed Logan from Fruit for Your Life. And I recently...
How are you doing? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can see you and hear you. So we are already a positive, right? We are all three on screen. I found Ed because I was, as you guys know, ever since I interviewed the Minister of Wellness, I had this discovery that fruit is the best thing for our digestion. So I went raw again for the second time, and mostly fruit. And so I was looking on Facebook and I was looking up, you know, how you do that little search, and I saw Fruit for Your Life, and I found his YouTube channel, and I was just like stunned by what the great content he puts out. And I'm excited for tonight. He's going to show us how to grow food at home even. So welcome.
I love it.
I love to hear just a little bit about you and how you got started in this, you know, in knowing that fruit and raw foods are the best way for us to eat. And I know that we can see on the picture you made an amazing transformation, at least weight-wise, and I'm sure health issues too. So definitely tell us how you got started in the fruit life.
I sure will. And of course, I don't know if you can see, I'm at a office that is an old train station. And of course, as soon as you ask me the question, guess what comes by?
Oh, a train, of course, right? That happens to me all the time. If I go Facebook Live, a dog starts barking.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Okay,
yes.
I do apologize for that.
I'm excited for this, Ed, because I actually attempted to grow food from home once. I saw John Collar on YouTube talking about grow your own greens, and I have the little setup here with the bins and everything. And I was going to try that at one point, but I'm excited to hear about. I saw Jen show me the video with your system you have set up. I'm so excited to hear about that.
We'll be on tonight at 5:00 Central Standard Time. And I'm going to be interviewing my wife. She's the first person I'm interviewing on my channel. So,
nice.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited about that. We are growing food in our home. We are growing plant-based food, and we do eat from our tower that we have. So we plan on having multiples of them later. But right now, where we're at, we really have about 2 of them, and we'll show you all how that works. But again, just about me. You know, this has been a real journey in my life because I have struggled with my weight, and I have struggled with eating. I have struggled with my appetite all of my life. It just keeps getting louder. But that's been a thing in my life that I have never been able to conquer. I've always struggled with that. Even as a young man, I struggled with overeating. And, you know, in our culture, our parents, because our parents didn't have, they taught you, hey, eat all of that food on that plate.
Right.
But what that does is that really hurts us in the long run. It teaches us to overeat. For them, they were trying to eat because they didn't have enough. Now we have actually more than enough to eat. And so we grow up that way. We train ourselves to stuff ourselves, and then we find out when we're not so young anymore what happens. We begin to get older and start packing on that weight, and then we start to have health issues, and we don't know why we are having health issues. But sometimes it takes somebody to tell us why we are having our problems. It takes somebody to tell us that we are wrong living by our belly. So
we don't like to hear that initially, because it's hard to change, and that's one of the things I commend about you. I was watching one of your really early videos. Like I just went all the way to the beginning, and I saw you actually have kind of helped let people follow your journey. So and initially, so let's say in the beginning, did you have like health issues that caused this revelation? You said, like,
Oh
what did you
yeah,
have going on?
yeah. And I'm just so hoping that this train just is. You see how long it is.
Honestly, you know what though? It probably sounds louder on your end because
Okay,
you
good.
sound perfect here, so you don't have to worry.
And it just left, so we're awesome now.
Oh, right. I
Can
made
be
it leave.
free.
I
Yeah,
called the train station for you.
I was having a lot of health issues. I was having health issues that was actually affecting my job. As you know, I'm a truck driver for a little while, and you know my hands were always hurting. I do heavy lifting. A lot of people, when they drive a truck, they just drive it. Well, with the trucks that I drive, I do heavy hauling, so I'm always hauling overweight
Okay.
loads. So I'm having to get back there with the chains and I'm having to crank things down. So I have to, it takes me sometimes 30 minutes to an hour just to get my load situated and to get it changed down and secured. So I'm
Wow.
always pulling, always tugging, always lifting, and my hands were like killing me. I had arthritis in my hands really bad, in my wrists
Hmm.
really bad. My neck and everything was bothering me. It was miserable driving the truck.
Oh,
So
okay.
about 5 years ago, I started my own trucking company. And when I started my trucking
Congratulations.
company, I started having heart palpitations.
Oh,
And I didn't know what it was. And I remembered specifically, I had my wife and my children with me. And we were hauling some cars down to Mississippi. And as soon as we crossed into the Mississippi line, prior to the Mississippi line, I was like, what is wrong with my chest? Why am I feeling like fluttering in my chest?
and as we get older, that's scary. That can happen when you're a kid and you're like,
Yes,
ah, it's probably nothing. I
yes.
ate something, you know?
Well, if you've had high blood pressure all of your life, it's really scary. So that's what I had. I've had high blood pressure all of my life. I wasn't willing to go to the doctor and get it taken care of through uh, the medical means of having pills and taking medicine and stuff like that. So because I wasn't willing to do that. I really didn't go to the doctor much because I didn't want them to try to put me on medication because I just
Right.
knew that wasn't the answer. That's like a mask. When I got across that Mississippi line, I said, okay, maybe I need to exercise. So I got to the rest area right as you cross into Mississippi, coming out of Memphis, and I ran around the rest area a couple of times, hoping that that would kind of like get my heart to stop doing what it was doing,
Yeah.
and it didn't. So it
Oh,
came
no.
from stress, and it came from inactivity, and it came from a poor diet. So that's really what got me into doing it right. Because when I was driving down the highway here recently, back in February and March, my heart was doing it continuously. It like I couldn't stop, and I was starting to hyperventilate because I was concerned that I was getting ready to have a heart attack. So
Yeah.
the Most High got me through that, and I said, you know what?
Amen.
I've got to make a change, and I'm getting ready to make a change. So that's when I started
Oh,
researching.
that is excellent. And when was this again? This was just this past March?
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually started at the beginning of March, or it may have been the end of March. I can't. I'd have to look at that YouTube
Yeah.
thing, but it was March when I actually started my journey.
Wow, that's amazing. And look at we had the photos up earlier. I mean, you look like a different person, you know,
Oh yeah,
and you're like, I always say this about people that are eating raw. You have like a glow. I guess we call it the raw glow, right? Like it's like because the
yeah,
foods really do, like, even
yeah.
if you're not fully raw, but you eat a high raw diet, it
Mhm.
does do something to your whole kind of emotional being. I feel like that, you know,
Oh
until
yes.
I was just kind of, I'd say it all the time, like I felt good, but until I experienced the raw foods, I didn't feel great. You know, like it, even if you're vegan, you can still eat unhealthy.
Right.
So that
Right.
is definitely so. Then, so you had this revelation, and I know you talk a lot about how you know your faith and everything helps you through it. So
Mhm.
the at this point, like, what did you do, or was your wife on board with this, or like, how did you get started? You just decided to begin eating fruit, or where did that
I, you
just came
know,
to you?
I didn't even consult with my wife. I just told her what I was going to do because it's
Well,
my
she probably
life.
wants you healthy, right? So
She did. That's why I knew that that wouldn't be a problem for her because she had been wanting me healthy for years.
right,
And, she was very, very concerned with my health. And, and as I've stated before, because she's always been concerned about my health, um, it wasn't no big deal. I mean, she was actually happy for me to
right.
see me do it. And that's why she knows that this is real because she's never seen this kind of transformation happen to me in my life.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
amazing.
it's very real. So I told her, I said, hey, I think I'm going to start this fruit journey, which wound up turning into fruit plant based.
Hmm.
And as you've heard me probably say before, I consider myself to be a whole fruit, uh, fruitarian, whole foodist is what I call myself.
Right.
I eat all whole foods. It doesn't matter whether it's fruit. It doesn't matter whether it's produce. I eat majority fruit.
Hmm.
80% of what I eat, you best believe it is going to be fruit, and the rest of it is going to be nuts, and it's going to be salads.
Hmm.
Very little cooked food do I do. I may saute some vegetables. If we go to a Mexican restaurant or something like that, I may have them to saute only some peppers, onions, tomatoes, and very little oil. I
Hmm.
mean, really, almost no oil whatsoever,
Hmm.
because I know they're not using good oil whatsoever. So
Right.
that's
Yeah.
that's about what I will allow myself to have as far as cooked food. But for the majority, I am a raw food person. That's my best. That's when I feel my best is when I'm all
Yes.
raw. And I felt my best. I feel my best since I started.
Yes,
Nothing
you
like
look
it.
like your videos just exudes all the energy you have and the passion you have to want to help other people. And I always love interviewing people that don't just keep this to themselves because it's like, when I found this out, I wanted to like shout it and tell everyone.
Yeah.
And everybody, like we always say, can do their own thing. They can eat the way they want, but I'm at least going to do my part to
Right.
put this out there. And so, like, let's just say like your average day, like what do you have? I saw you guys just recently went to Costa Rica, I think, right? So you had some
Yes.
really exotic or fruits there, but like on a normal day here in America, what do you normally eat, if you can let everyone know that's trying to
Sure.
do
You
this?
know what is so funny is, and I didn't know this about myself until recently. Like, for example, when I ate regularly, I could literally eat the same thing every day.
Yeah,
So
We do the same thing.
yeah, I mean, I do, it's natural for me, so it's not that big of a deal. So, but when I
most
first
people do,
started,
I find, even though if they say they want variety,
yeah,
everybody chooses when you go out, same thing.
Same thing.
and my wife, she never could understand that. I could literally eat the same meal over and over and over and over
Same.
again. But I
Same.
believe that that was a preparation for me. That was a part of my journey that I was going to, that I didn't know I was going to, and that was going to be a very specific part of my life in my journey. I was
Hmm.
already had that going. So I just learned that. I was like, hold on, I've always been doing that. But what I do is when I first started, I was eating oranges. Man, I tell you what, I would eat a couple of bag of oranges a day. I
Wow.
loved oranges because watermelon wasn't in. So I probably would have the thing that's in my area is the cuties. And of course
Hmm.
they're
I
seedless.
love those.
Boy, when you can find the right bag, I can eat them
Yes.
nonstop.
Me
Some of
too.
them
They're
would
like
have,
Sounds like her.
candy. They're like candy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, we don't have any cuties. What's going on? Oh, no, I ate them all.
Hey, everybody's
Yeah.
got cuties. Kroger's, Walmart, all of them.
Clementines they have if they don't have
Yeah.
When
cuties
there's just
usually.
amount of tartness and sweetness and they're not
Yes.
dried
They,
out.
oh,
Oh my goodness.
it's like
2 and 3
gambling.
at a time.
It's like gambling trying to find a good bag of
I
cuties.
know.
It really
I
is.
know.
So tangerines, bananas. I did a lot of berries. I don't like blackberries, but I knew that blackberries were good for the heart.
Okay.
So I loaded up on blackberries. I said, I have got to get my heart together. I can't do anything without my heart.
There
I
you
have to
go.
have it working. If it quits, my body quits. So I knew that
Yeah.
that was one of the main things that I had to go after. I did a lot of blueberries, did some pineapples, but what I really took to work with me was majority oranges and bananas, and I would take some nuts with me. I love cashews. I love pistachios.
Oh
So
yes,
people
me
always say,
too.
"What are you getting for your protein? You're not eating enough." I'm like, I eat nuts all the time. I love nuts. I mean, when I say I love nuts, I love them.
Right.
I love
So that was my
walnuts.
protein. That's what I use. But now, since watermelon season in, listen, I'm a watermelon fanatic. So let me tell you how my week goes. Like when I get done with this interview, I'm traveling an hour away. I do this every week, an hour away to pick up 10 seeded watermelon.
Wow, we need to do a watermelon run. I just thought of that because we can't
Listen,
find seeded.
let me
Yeah.
tell you what, I spend $60 on watermelon. I take five of them, one for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I take five with me. Now my family, my wife and my younger three. So I have six children. I have an older three at home and I have a younger three at home. So my older three, they're all grown adults. And I told him, I said, hey, you don't have to move from my house until you get married. When you get married,
That's
then you can
nice.
leave your mother and father and do what you do. But they're not really into it because I didn't bring them up young in that. So they're watching me. They're watching what's
That's the
happening to
best
me.
thing they can do is watch you,
They're
right?
coming up, but my
Watch your
boys,
success.
yes, my boys come up behind me and they hug me. And they say, Dad, it's just, we do that because it's just so amazing that we can put our arms around you now. They walk up behind me and grab me and lift me up.
Oh,
And I say, why do y'all keep doing that? They said, because we've
Because we
never been able to
can.
pick you up. I
Because
said,
we
that's
can.
okay because I can still beat you up. It doesn't matter.
right. No matter what
Right.
my weight is, I can still take
So,
you out, right?
but my younger three, now they're eating watermelon. I think my family just told me last night, they said, Dad, since you started eating watermelon, we have been eating watermelon for breakfast every morning.
It's great for that early
Yeah.
meal,
Yeah.
isn't
They
it?
they're
So
Yeah.
they're
filling.
coming. My family is coming around. My wife does not like watermelon, but she eats watermelon every day now.
That's great.
Wow.
So
And
they're
watermelon
watching
has
me.
protein in it too. For those who wonder about where people, I think everything has a little bit of
Yeah,
protein. You
it,
just got
it,
to
it
eat more
really
of it.
does. It
Yeah,
does. Yeah. So that's what I eat that's the basis of what I eat every day. I'll cut that. The watermelons are about, I mean, they're huge. I'll cut it in half. The first part of my day, I don't even cut it into a bowl. I
just
hold it,
flip it
I
out.
take a spoon, and I eat seeds and all. I want the seeds. That's why I have to have seeded melon. So then the second half of the day, I eat the other half. And normally by that time, I don't need anything else to eat. The only thing that I don't like about the side effect about the watermelon is I have to urinate so much
Right.
after I eat it. So
With you driving, that's
imagine
probably a
at
little bit
nighttime,
annoying.
yes, at nighttime I'm having to get up that's the
Yes.
only
Oh my
thing.
God.
So I'm trying to eat it around 5 or 6 o'clock now, so that hopefully I'll be done with it by 10 o'clock.
Right.
Using the
And you can sleep
restroom and
through the
stuff.
night.
But that's just really been wearing me out. But other than that, that's really what I eat. I eat watermelon, and on one or two of those days, I will have pistachios or raw cashews.
And when you eat, you mentioned too, you do have some type. Do you do leafy green vegetables sometimes too?
Yes. Every now and then, what I'll do is I will stop at a place at a place that I know has great salads, and
Mm-hmm.
I will buy a salad and I will eat the salad. Now, since I'm moving from my weight loss transformation into my body transformation now. Now I'm exercising, and I hope
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sweaty that y'all see it. But I just got through doing my first
Look, I had to
video.
wipe too.
Yeah.
I had to
Hey,
go wipe.
I got
He's
it
got the
right.
towel.
Yeah. So, now that I'm doing that, I'm going to start incorporating a salad probably for my evening meal because, I have to make sure that I get the proper minerals and things in my body because I was sedentary and eating what I ate and drop all of that weight. Well, now that I'm exercising 5 days a week, I have to add more food to my diet. So now I'm going
Yeah.
to add the leafy greens in my diet every day. I'm going to have to do that.
That's great to get those minerals. And
Yeah.
in a second, I want to hear about everything like that is transformed. But I want to welcome, we've got a couple of guests on the live here. We've got
See.
comments. Mariquita Solis, vegan
Hey,
empowerment coach.
Mariquita.
Welcome. She said, love that you took control of your life, Edward. Yes, we love that. And this, let's see, Mr. Fubar is plant based instead of a meat diet. Yes, all fruit, mostly fruits and plants.
Are you working out Monday through Friday?
Yes, like today I started because I just felt like I needed to really hop on it. Fridays are really tough for me in the evening time because I'm
Yeah.
coming home from work and I'm trying to get things done, because I leave out on a Monday morning and I come
Yeah.
back home on a Friday. So Fridays are really tough. So Sundays are probably going to be the best day for me to start, but I will be doing Sunday through Thursday, 5 days a
Yeah.
week working out now. And I'm
When I
going to
get on
take
my
people
normal
with me.
schedule, I try to do Monday through Friday. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I take off
And I
on the
would love
weekend.
to do Monday through Friday, but Fridays are a hectic
Fridays are
day.
tough. We got to do
Yeah,
what we
Yeah.
can
yeah,
do with work sometimes, right?
yeah.
That's it. Sorry, I just wanted to ask that question. Go ahead, Jen. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, I'm open. Hey, you ask
Yeah.
me whatever you want to ask me.
No,
I'm
you're
here for you
you're
all.
the co-host with the most. You ask whatever you want.
Oh
um,
yeah.
I
no, I
was
was just gonna
curious.
say, tell us about what health like changes. You mentioned you had the heart
Oh
like high
yeah.
blood pressure. I just wanted to hear how much weight you lost and everything like that. Go ahead,
Yeah.
go right about it.
Sometimes you got to keep me on track because I'm a talker. I'm one of
Me
those
too.
I can get
We all
down.
are.
So one of the first things that I noticed with my health, I retained a lot of water driving a truck. My legs would be swollen, my shins would be swollen. And one of the first things that I noticed my first week was the water. I was constantly urinating. The water was just dumping off of my body, and so I noticed. So I started on Sunday. When Thursday came around and I had did the video, I think on my second day about me pressing my thumb into my shins. If you look at my vlog on my second day, I believe I pressed my thumb into my shin and you saw this thumb inside of my shin. I was holding that much water. But by Thursday of that week, the water was gone off of my body, just eating
Wow.
fruit. So I knew something was
Wow.
taking place at that time. And then after I noticed the water coming off of my body, then I noticed my blood pressure coming down. As you all know, my blood pressure, I believe I had made mention to you all, my blood pressure was 188 over, I believe it was 122.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It
When
was
I
up
was
there.
going through my detox, that's what it was in my detox. So my first
wow.
day, my first complete day of eating fruit, I started detoxing that day, that night. I just went ahead and laid down in my truck and I just took it all night long. Banging headache. I don't really get headaches, but I had a headache that was really bad. I took my blood pressure 188 over 122. It was that bad. But then it started going down. So now I'm in the one teens. Sometimes I may be 116.
Wow.
Sometimes I may be 119. Sometimes I may be 112. And it really just depends on how I take my blood pressure. If I take it standing up, it's always lower when I take
Okay.
it standing up. And for me, I think that taking it standing up is almost better because I'm not bending my body. When you're sitting down taking your blood pressure, you're folding your body. And I said, hold on. It seems to me that if you really want an accurate reading of your blood, you should be standing where the whole pathway is open for your blood
Yeah.
to circulate.
Yeah,
So
that's a
when I
good point.
when I take it standing up, my blood pressure is always lower than it is when I'm sitting down. So that's one of the things that I do as well is I took my blood pressure. So now it's in a normal range when it used to stay high continuously, no medication. The only medicine that I take right now is fruit and leafy greens. That's it.
That's it. And look at how many
Nice.
people in the world, a world, even not even just talking about America, are on blood pressure medications that also cause other side effects and
Right.
issues, and
Hmm.
we think, like I did, because I didn't discover any of this until 42. I thought there's a problem medically, you take a medicine. Now, what I found is like our food, when we put like how I realized fruit is the easiest thing on our digestion. That's really what our body, like our digestive system, compared with carnivores, we're supposed to eat that. And I don't think we realize that in life because of how we're brought up and our, that we don't necessarily need a medication to lower our blood pressure. When we put
Right.
fruits in, it does it. And you obviously lost a lot of weight too.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah. I lost right now. I've lost about a total of 67 pounds. So
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
I haven't weighed one. Actually, I haven't weighed one. And I'm gonna be honest with you all. I said when I started I was 260 pounds. I really was 270 pounds. But medically, I, the only documentation that I had was 260. But at
okay.
the time that I started, I was actually 270 pounds when I got started, and now I'm down to 195 pounds. I haven't weighed 195 pounds since I was in high school. I've
Wow.
never I've
It's
never
gotta
weighed
feel
this.
good.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, when I came out of the State Police Academy, I was 215 pounds. That was one of the best shapes I've ever been in my life. But I was 215 in shape. But now I'm 195 pounds. So I'm even less than I was then at the age of 25 years old.
And just
So
Wow.
to make sure I'm hearing this right, this was March, either mid or end of March, and this
yeah,
is July of this year. I mean
yeah.
August. And you made that much of a difference, like changed your entire life. That
Oh yeah.
is
And
amazing.
and
And
I
it's
did
well
that in
documented on
I,
Ed's YouTube channel. So check that
yeah.
out. It's Fruit for Your Life, the number four, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So
Just
I
like in
did
Plants
that at the
Formations.
beginning. I did that at the
Wow.
beginning of July. I was already there. So I've been maintaining it about between around 195. Maybe I'll go down a little bit. Maybe I'll go up a little bit. But my diet alone, without exercise, I range from 194 to about 198, somewhere in there. No exercise, only off of what I'm eating. So now my wife is well, actually, I'm choosing, but my wife is also forcing me to go buy myself another wardrobe because all of my clothes are too big on me. So I was wearing extra large shirts. Like this is an extra large, and now honestly I need to be in large shirts. That's never been. I don't remember that. Maybe middle school, beginning of high school,
Wow.
maybe. Yeah.
That's
So it's
awesome.
amazing.
That's exactly like my like I have the same, like, even how you have skinny clothes and like heavy clothes, like when you're going through, because
Yeah.
I've been through lots of different diets, I've tried everything, and like I'm lower than what my old skinny clothes were. I tried to put on this pair of jeans that I could never fit in, and they were big on me. This was like a couple of years ago when I first discovered this, and I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, and it's so simple. I think people make diets so like difficult or complicated, like count this calorie and do this. And I love what you do because you kind of have simplified it for people. You're
Oh,
like, I just eat fruit for my
yeah.
breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to like measure the broccoli in the 2 cups or mix all these things together or use these powders and slim fast and all kinds of stuff. It's just that easy. There's no like complicated recipes that people have to put together with this magic fruit. It's like all fruit is magic.
Hey,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what's so funny about it is I don't go hungry and I eat till I'm full. I know some people say eat till you're satisfied. I'm satisfied when I'm full.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
I'll eat until I say, okay, I'm there. And I eat and I don't gain weight from eating all fruit. I don't gain weight when I eat a salad. So, it's perfect for my body, my health. I feel like a young man now with my health. I don't really have any ailments. Let me tell you the only ailments that I have right now. Because I sit and drive all day, it's hard on my back. So, like, it's hard on my lower back.
Hmm.
So, but I know that my back and my spine and all of my discs are controlled by muscle. So I have to get those muscles in shape to realign my back the way that it's supposed to be from doing all that bouncing up and down all the
Mm-hmm.
time. So that's why I'm also looking so forward to the body transformation, not just the weight loss transformation, but the body transformation, because, I'm not going to have those kind of like little achy pains that I normally have because I'm being sedentary. Now I'm starting to be active, and that part I'm gonna tell you now, I'm gonna wind up losing more weight from it.
Yeah, and that's probably
Yeah.
going to reduce the inflammation
Oh
in
yeah.
those muscles too. So I know
Hmm.
that.
Get some yoga into your life too, because yoga is really good for after workouts, stretching your muscles so
Yeah.
that they don't get
Uh-huh.
sore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when we get older and we work out, we tend to get sore and we'll hold it for a little bit. But if you stretch it out a little bit before your workout and do some yoga after, and meditation, especially when you're
Hmm.
coming down and your body's going through changes, it's important to keep it mentally right too, because the mental controls the body.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? It's like
That's
keeping the
correct.
mind right, feeding the mind with healthy thoughts as well as the body with healthy food. It's going to all work on one accord.
Right. I totally agree with that. I
Yeah.
totally agree with it. What's funny is even the few times that I can count on my hands that I actually worked out, the few times that I did that, I was never sore.
Yep.
My
That's awesome.
muscles were not sore. And I've always heard people talking about that, when you eat as a fruitarian or you eat a plant-based diet, that you don't have as much soreness as you would normally have.
And you
And I
recover
can tell you
fast.
so far, yeah, so far I have not been sore. So I just finished my first workout. It's a 20-minute workout, and I'll tell you all who it is. I'm gonna post him up on the screen. I did a bunch of research on who I wanted to kind of like follow as far as getting myself back into shape. So I'm on my first video that I do, I'm going to post that on there, and I'm going to post his actual video that I'm actually using up in the corner so you can see me exercising to that person's video. But I found them to be the most professional. I found them to be the one who works well for me, and that's who I'm using to train with right now. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the next part and the next stage of my life. But as far as health wise, listen, there is nothing going on with my body
And
health
you
wise
mentioned your hands,
no
right?
more.
They
You can
don't hurt
start to
anymore
see
either.
right there where,
I got it
yeah, you can
all
start to
back.
see where the pants are too big for you.
See,
Right?
hey, I did that for a reason. I did that for a
I
reason.
know you
And
did.
so you see the bag,
I know
all the
you did.
bagginess.
The belt.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
the same
He's like,
belt.
I got to hold my clothes up
Isn't that a
now.
good like when you struggle with weight your entire life, isn't that a great problem to have, that your clothes are
Yes.
too big? I'm like, we're
Yes.
always struggling, frustrated that something's not fitting anymore, right?
You
We
won't believe
had
that belt is going all the way around me. It's going almost to my back.
oh my goodness, like
Yeah.
Really?
going
Yeah. Oh
around two
yeah.
times, right? You could have
Yeah.
two belts in one. You have to kind of like share it, right? Anybody need an extra belt? I got a half of one here.
Hey,
Um,
that poor cow. They took a couple of cows on that one.
I
Aw.
will share a video or a channel with you too of Angela. I was thinking about her, Angela Freschetti. She does Boomer and Beyond Wellness, and she has some good workouts that I've been trying to do too, because that's the part that's missing with me as well. Like I'm
Yeah.
all good with the weight loss, but I feel like I need to like tone up a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm working
We
on that.
do. We
And
do.
I have and Mariquita Solis, she has a show too, vegan empowerment coaching. I know she would probably love to talk to you as well, because I know she loves transformational, stories. And it looks like there's a discussion in the chat here. I can't read everything, but I'll respond afterward. But I see here that Mr. Fubar was talking about how we would have to change how it would change the agricultural, you know, if we all started eating plants instead of animals. And that is so true, because there's so many animals that unnecessarily are being breeded just to feed a very small amount of people, where if we use
Yeah.
those same fruits and vegetables, we could feed, I forget, the research is out there. It definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's a goal that I have now. I haven't had meat since March. since the beginning of March. I haven't touched meat whatsoever. And I don't put down people who do eat meat
Mhm.
whatsoever. My wife, she still eats some meat. She doesn't eat as much as she used to.
Right, because you're bringing it
She's
around, right?
moving away from it. My children, they don't eat as much as they used to. And I tell
Mhm.
people this all the time. Do not push your family. The
No.
best thing that you can do is to be the example
That's
for
it.
your family. When they see you, when they get sick and you don't get sick, when they see you losing weight and they see your energy level goes up and they're tired,
Yes.
listen,
It's
you're
infectious.
preaching to them without even saying a word. So,
Exactly.
Yep.
You have
yeah.
to, and that's the thing. Like
Tell me
everybody,
I need to go vegan with tell me I need to go vegan.
exactly. Do it like we have to be those examples and we have to understand people because like I always say this, like you were at I'm not sure exactly your age, but you were older.
52.
Okay, you're 52. You look great, by the way. And
Thank you.
Dawn, like, and me, we didn't know any of this information. I don't know how I missed it for so many years, but until 42. So, like, when you're talking to people who are still on their journey, they haven't discovered, maybe they haven't had that connection or that revelation that fruit or food, is something we have control of, and things don't just happen to us. Like I thought, I was dealing with back pain and allergies and overweight and high blood pressure, and I didn't realize it was what I was eating. Like I did, but I didn't. I thought, oh,
Right.
if you go on a diet, that's good enough. But I didn't realize how much saturated fat, when you consistently are putting those animal proteins in, how much it was actually doing. And I think that's the world is going to fight that because that's how is the norm. We are doing something outside of the norm that is starting to gain popularity.
Right.
People are starting, but our story is like you coming on here is a blessing because we are sharing this with ever how long this video stays out and your channel, telling your story and your journey that you were here and this is how you got here and this is what you eat is what people need to hear, and then they can make their own decision.
Right.
Definitely want people to know that healing is possible. You can take control of it. You don't have to go the route of the medication. Like if you have to stay on the medication while you're getting, you can talk to your doctor until you get to a point where a lot of
Right.
people are coming off of
Take
medication.
it off. Yes, right. Take me off of it. I tell people that all the time. Don't quit your medicine
Mm-hmm.
because you have to have it for a reason. But
Mm-hmm.
get yourself to a place where the doctor says, you know what? Your
Mm-hmm.
blood pressure is too low. We have to take you off of this medication because you've
Exactly.
changed your diet and now you don't need this blood pressure medicine. So yeah, that's what I
Right.
tell people is just don't change what your doctor has done until you go back to the doctor. Let them take you off of it. And then that's one more mark that you got showing that what you are eating is altering your life. What you are eating
Yes.
is changing the health of your life. And so for me, um, so I've got the weight off, but I want to be active because I have younger kids. My youngest son, he's 7 years old. So I'm 52. So I've got my oldest son is 26. My youngest son, all from the same beautiful woman,
Look
is
at you, baby
is
maker, still kicking
seven
them
years
out.
old. Yeah. So we had three, waited 9 years, and then we had a bottom
Wow.
three, another three. And so I want to be
Wow.
around for them, but I don't want them to have to take care of me. So I have to become active, not just eat right, but I also have to become active because that allows you to live longer as well. Your body is used to working out, it's used to the stress that you put under it, and it causes you to live longer. So that's really one of the reasons why now I'm trying to become active because I want to live a long time. I don't want to be the casualties of he died in his 50s. I just know somebody this past week who just had a heart attack. And I'm like, you get this thing in your head where you're like, oh no. I mean, if I could
Could
have
that
just
happen to
talked to
me?
them, yeah,
Yeah.
or I could have just talked to them and told them if I had known that they were getting ready to die, maybe I could have done something. You come into that part of your life too because you grow up with these people and you see them all the time, and then when they die, you weren't able to talk to them. So that's why for me it's so important to push and push and push to try to get people to want to change their life. But that's a hard thing, getting people to change their character. Sometimes it takes a health crisis for people to change their life. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. It's like, I struggled. I told Jen before, because I struggled with, a couple of years ago, I stopped eating meat, and, I went completely plant-based with the exception of pizza. And I wasn't drinking milk. I wasn't eating regular cheese any other time. Well, I was never a big cheese lover anyway, but
Oh,
eggs,
I
none of
was.
that.
Me
But
too.
pizza was my thing.
Me
So
too.
everything was perfect but the pizza. So August of last year, I gave up pizza, and it was so hard because my birthday, we ended up going with family to the best pizza place in town. And if that wasn't a test, I'll tell you, after being no pizza for a year, it was so easy to just sit there and eat that salad and actually enjoy it. That was something that I never thought would be possible. So, but now I did something yesterday, and it's so funny. I'm going to share this with everybody, Jen, what happened yesterday.
Okay.
Um, I haven't been sick in like forever because I drink moringa every day, and, I've been living plant-based. But yesterday I've been eating a lot of fruit. I've been mostly fruit, eating a lot of watermelon, and I don't really eat cooked food as much. But yesterday I had made a mistake because I deal with blindness in my eyes, and I'm trying to heal from that. I made a mistake of grabbing some lettuce on my grocery order. I mean,
Cabbage.
some cabbage instead of lettuce. It looked just like it, right? So a few months ago, I was doing this thing where I was frying up with a little bit of, I was frying up some cabbage and onions and carrots. I love that. Not leaving it kind of al dente. I don't like it really mushy. Well, yesterday I said, you know what? Since I have this cabbage here, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some cabbage and some onion and eat that. And it was like a half a cabbage. Because I've been eating mostly fruit and not doing a lot of eating of cooked food and stuff like that, do you know I sat with a stomach ache from eating that cabbage, cooked cabbage, with no oil for like at least for it took me out all day. This is
Wow.
the
Yeah.
power of being
Yeah.
careful with what you're doing with it, because I've been eating all the fruit and I ate a half a cabbage. I just went
And
nuts. I'm
cabbage
like,
is very hard to digest too.
yes.
And it,
And I
it
don't cook it
actually, people
real
use it
soft.
for a detox, I think. Like cabbage, I've heard of the cabbage
Yeah.
soup diet. So I was like, oh my goodness,
I don't cook
only
it real soft.
Dawn
I
could
actually had to do
overdose on cabbage.
I had to do the two fingers and get it up because it was like having contractions, like you're having a baby. And every 15 minutes, I was getting these really painful contractions, and I
Wow.
had to try to get most of it out. But that is how, even though it's a vegetable, it was cabbage and it was roughage and it was cooked. And that's how your body can let you know, hey, listen, no, I'm liking where we're going with the watermelon and the fruit.
Yeah.
Let's not
Yeah.
go back to here. And if you're gonna do it in moderation.
Yeah. That's
You
correct.
know?
Let me say two things. When you were talking about the pizza, I had my hand over my mouth because ever since my wife and I got married, we used to live in Cincinnati, Ohio. And there's a pizza place there called Vic Casano's. And I used to go to Vic Casano's, take it downtown. My wife used to work for the Kroger Corporation downtown in Cincinnati in one of the
Yeah.
towers. And I used to take one down there every other day for lunch. So since we've moved, we no longer live there. We sometimes take trips and go to Cincinnati and eat at the Vic Casano's pizza place. We
Yeah.
were there last weekend. We met some friends who came up from Miami. And so my wife and my children, guess what? They made me stay at the hotel. They would not let me go. They said, Dad, we love you, but we don't want you to be tempted by that pizza. And I'm glad
That's
they
so
did that.
funny. Jen
Yeah,
didn't
they
want me
said
to
we
go to
don't
my
want you to
birthday
go
thing.
whatsoever. We want you to
Yeah.
just stay in the hotel room. We'll go eat the pizza so it won't be a problem for you. You're doing so well. And my wife said, I don't want to be the
The
cause
reason.
of
Yeah.
a downfall. She says, I don't
Sound
want that,
familiar,
so
Jen?
please stay.
Exactly. Well, that's what I
She
what
was
I
worried
said.
about me that on my birthday.
And when they
Uh,
wanted to go there and they were not, it was like they wanted to be able to split something all to eat, and they wanted to, really wanted to go there. And I was trying to convince them to go to the Asian restaurant that has the raw, avocado
We
and
could eat
asparagus
sushi.
rolls. And I was like, how about we go there? And they weren't really feeling it. And I don't think people completely understand when you're plant-based, that sometimes it's not just a diet. When you know what I
right,
mean, like, oh,
right.
you just choose something
It's
Yeah.
your
else. Well,
life.
when you're addicted to pizza,
It's a
it's
lifestyle.
not easy, right?
And
So
of course,
and
I
and
suggested the best pizza place in town that is my
she
absolute favorite when
suggested
they
it. I
couldn't
think she
find
was
the other
trying to
one.
give herself a test. So I
I
even was like,
was. I
I said,
was.
do you want me to call ahead and try to take some vegan cheese, and maybe they could make the pizza? And she's like, you know what? No, I want to do raw. And I'm
I made it
thinking,
through, Ed.
I was praying that she would do it, but I'm like, also it's her birthday, and she's gonna do whatever. But I think what happened inside of her is she thought what I would feel like after I did it, after this long of a run, was
Yeah.
almost more motivating to feel good
Yeah.
about that decision than to feel
Yes.
bad
The fact that I
after.
sat there and didn't touch it made
Yeah.
instead of having an adverse feeling of, damn, why did I do that? I was able to walk out of there and say, got the pizza beat.
Plus,
Yeah.
Finally, I know
Yeah.
in my heart now I have pizza. If I sat in Meoni's and did not eat that pizza that was right in my face and under my nose, and I was able to stay with a salad and enjoy the salad, I
Yeah.
got that pizza beat.
and plus
Yeah.
we know now
That felt
cheese is
good.
actually mucus, so that helps too, right? It's
That's
actually
true.
like
Yeah.
secretion, like
After I would eat
it
it, I
helps
would
to
I
gross
would get
yourself out
phlegm.
about it.
Yeah, and I haven't had any phlegm, nose runs, none of that since I completely stopped eating pizza. And so now I'm fully
Good.
vegan. Now I'm fully
Good.
vegan. I can claim that. And now I'm going fruitarian. The cabbage scared me. I know I can still eat salads if I want to, and cabbage in moderate, but you've inspired me. I got a ton of watermelon in there and grapes, red grapes. I'm into red and green grapes. I'm going fruitarian right now. I'm not eating any cooked food, no veggies for a while. And I've got a few pounds to drop too. I'm gonna follow your journey, Ed.
Oh,
I'm gonna
well,
keep
let,
you
let me tell
posted.
you, let me tell you why I do mostly fruit. Okay. I look at life, I look at nature, and I look at how the body is composed.
Yeah.
So if I look at an ox eats only grass, it's 1,000 pounds. I used to work on a farm. I had a farm actually, and I actually worked on a hog farm growing up,
Yeah.
believe it or not. But when you look at an ox or a bull, they're huge and they eat only grass. But I also know that they have four stomachs.
Stomachs,
They
yes.
have rumen.
I had
Okay.
no idea about that until like 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, so I raised sheep and I actually raised goat. I had goat on my farm. Well, they have four stomachs, and I would watch their stomachs swell up when they got to eating too much. So I just started looking. I realized that the Most High put four stomachs in these creatures. They move from one stomach to the next, another one to the next, and then
Don't
they
they
throw
regurgitate
it
it?
up, chew
Right.
it again, bring it right back. And I said, hold on, we
Jen
have
just
one
told me that.
stomach. Yeah, we got one stomach. So I'm eating the same kind of roughage that they are. So this is what I can come up with for myself after doing my own little research. I read the book 80-10-10 and all of that. What I do is if I juice anything, I don't juice fruit. Okay. I juice only vegetables. That's the only thing that I'll juice. And I do that because all of the cellulose and the fiber is really hard on our stomach. So
Hmm.
I'll take the nutrients out of those things and I'll drink it. But the fruit, I want it whole. I want the fiber in the fruit because that's a lot of sugar going into our body. And the Most High was smart enough to put fiber in that fruit. So, what
Yes.
happens when we consume that fruit? That sugar and that fiber goes into your stomach. The fiber slows down the absorption of the sugar, which does not cause your blood to spike, your blood sugar levels to spike. It actually lets it trickle in. And then it's able to pass straight in from your stomach into your bloodstream directly into your cells. So I knew then, I said, okay, Fruit is the wrong thing for me. Now, anybody else, you do what you want. This is your life. For me, fruit is the wrong thing for me to juice because I can possibly spike my blood sugar. But the produce, I can drink that because I really want the juice, the
minerals.
fluid out of that to heal my body as well. But and I do spinach, I do romaine lettuce, I do tomatoes, which is a fruit. I do
Love them.
cucumbers. I do all those things on my salad. Like today, we're going to go to Jason's after this interview. I'm going to take my wife on a date. We're going to travel about an hour to go pick up my watermelons. We're going to stop at Jason's Deli. They have an organic salad bar. We're going to go there. I'm going to have my huge salad, and I'll be done for the day after that. After I eat that salad, I'm done for the day.
Do you eat
So
avocados in it?
I normally will get guacamole. Listen,
Okay.
I love avocado.
Me
I
too.
could eat avocado every day. And that's one of those. Here comes another train.
I
Wow.
heard it that
Yeah.
time a little bit.
I
Yeah, it's
taught
coming this
myself
way.
how to make Chipotle's guacamole, by the way.
Did you?
Oh,
I told her
got
she's
it to a
gonna
T.
Can you send me that recipe?
I can.
definitely.
Fruit, the number 4, your life, the number 4 at gmail.com. I have to have that recipe.
I will send it to you.
Yes, definitely.
But
Dawn's
it's an
favorite
awesome way of
recipe.
life. It is awesome. I'll never go back to that old person that I was, that big guy. I'll never go back to that because and I'm sure you all can relate to this. You touch more people's lives when you alter your own. And people are ask you, what did you do? You inspire people just by the way you look, the energy that you have. People are like, here I am barely making it across the street, and this old guy, he's like, he can't be still. He
Yeah.
can't be
Right.
still now. So I love it because people are always asking questions. I have guys at work who I may not see for 2, 3 weeks at a time. They'll say, hey, are you still on that fruit thing that you're doing? Well,
Mhm.
man, I guess you are. Look at you. So, it's always affecting people, and you can always try to help people. I look at it as this: you plant seeds.
Mhm.
All you
That's
do,
it.
you
Just
just
like a
plant a
tree, right?
seed. That's it.
Marquita
I
says that
live
all the
with
time.
one right here. This young woman right here.
Uh-huh.
I get to watch her journey. I've been watching her journey for the past 4 years, and I'm inspired every day by her.
Wow.
That's what keeps me on track. I get to live with vegan knowledge. So there's no way that I'm not going to be affected by her example.
And
Wow.
I love what you said earlier too, and thank you, Dawn. That means a lot. And I love what Ed said about you can't push other people because that's one thing I never did. But I remember 4 years ago when I first started this, and I sat down next to her, and I had this salad, and she's like, "You just look so excited about that meal." I think a lot of people think it's restrictive, but literally I get that hyped up and excited about what I'm eating. Like it starts to taste good and what you want. It's not like you want the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Start craving
maybe
it.
if you go somewhere and something emotional comes up, like things that you used to eat with certain family or events and things, that might be a little difficult in the beginning, but once you get your own routine and you've went through a couple holidays and things with your own way of doing it, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
easy because that's why I tell people you got to get excited about what you're eating, and you
You
do
do.
that. And when people see you excited about something, if you're walking around disgruntled and grumpy, and none of us are. I've interviewed a lot of people who are eating fruit, and everyone is like you, who's got, I love this way, I love this energy, I don't even want the other food. And it's like you
Yeah.
can't believe it until you do it, honestly.
Listen, this is how I explain it. When I'm looking at a salad that I'm getting ready to eat, I'm looking at life in front of my eyes. Like it has life to it, and when I eat it, that life is going to transfer into me and give me life. And when I see people eating other things that I know is a dead food, I really have pity
Dead
inside
flesh.
because I'm like, you know what? It's dead, and you
Yeah.
continue to eat it, and that's what your body will become. It will die from that food. So whenever I see that, we have to understand that the Most High, He's so brilliant in what he did. That food has a spark of light in it, not life, Life, a spark of light, Light, in it. And when we consume that spark of light into our body, it produces life in our body. So that's why, we can't be still. That's why when we're talking, people are like, hey, can you just like hold on for a second? You
Right.
just have this energy that you normally didn't have. You were dead at one time, but now it's like I'm alive with life because I'm continually every day putting life into my body. So that's how I look at it.
And you could even almost be fuel for your life, because that food that we're putting in, instead of looking at it like, oh, it tastes, and it obviously it tastes good too. That's the
Oh
bonus of
yeah.
eating fruit. It doesn't taste like terrible like the ground or something. It's sweet, and we all love sweet stuff, but it's actually like, the way I look at it now, and me and Dawn talk about this, it's like fuel that you would put in your truck or your car. When you get a
Yeah.
new car, I've got a video called "Are You Putting the Wrong Fuel In?" and with a car on it that's going to kind of be a little spoof on, you look at the owner's manual for everything, but we didn't look at it for our body. And
Right.
like the type 2 diabetes video too, so many people struggling with that. It's like we're blaming the wrong thing. We're blaming the sugar when it's
Yeah.
really fruit requires less insulin, and it's the fat that's clogging those cells. And it's
You're
like
right.
they're looking at the wrong culprit, and it's really all about what we're putting in. And what I totally lost my train of thought, but I think what I was going to say is, when you were just talking about the ox and the digestive system,
Hmm.
and we don't look at our own owner's manual, like what is supposed to go in us. We
Right.
got all these things that we're told and what we're marketed, like milk does a body good, and
Right.
you need meat for protein, and we forget that our body, if you compare it with other animals, we're an animal too, basically.
Yes.
And this is what we run best on. And I love that you've not only discovered that, but you went and took that leap of, it's hard, especially with a family that isn't eating that way, and how many of us are. Sometimes it's only one person that changes.
Right.
And like how,
Correct.
Dawn, you took it upon yourself. You saw those changes and you were like, hey, I want to do this. And no one had to
Yeah.
tell you to do it. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just the right time, and your mind just automatically, it's almost like you said, like God just produces something in you that gives you that strength all of a sudden, and
Oh
that
Yeah.
yeah.
discovery.
I
Yeah.
haven't
That's
eaten
correct.
meat since 2020 and I don't miss it. I'll see an Outback commercial and I'm looking at that steak, and where it used to make my mouth water, now I'm repulsed. I'm like, that's dead animal flesh right there.
I used to
You
own
know?
stock in Outback
Yeah. Look, that's so
because
funny.
I
Do you
went there
still
so much.
invest? Do you still invest?
No, what I mean is,
Are
I
you
spent
joking?
so much money there that I
Right.
invested
I'm
in that
actually a
place.
stock trader. So when you say that to me, I'm like, oh, really? How'd it do?
Oh, listen, when I quit eating there, I'm sure they lost stock.
I'm telling you. Oh my God. We used to eat Outback. Remember, Jen, you went on a kick where she had a steak every freaking night.
Every night. And that's the change. Like, I wouldn't even believe that this is me 10 years ago. I would have rolled my eyes at somebody like, I ain't giving up my steak. I'm not giving up my milk,
Hey, the
my
prime
ice cream.
rib, the prime rib was my thing. It couldn't
Yeah.
be see, now they don't have the 16 ounce no more, but I had to have the 16. If you couldn't give me the 16, I don't want it. But now they have the 12. So, but I would go to Outback now. But let me tell you, if I went to Outback now, what I would have, their
The
salad.
salad. Oh, they have the
Yeah.
best
I
salad.
always
They have
loved
a
their
really good
salad.
salad.
So
Yeah,
I
me
would let
too.
my wife order, and let me tell you what happens when I go out to eat and I have a salad. My wife will sit over there across from me, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, "Please don't judge me." And I said, and I'm not judging her because I know what's going on. See, I know what she's thinking in her mind. She's like, look at my husband. He's over there, he's eating a salad. He's doing so good. And look at me. I'm eating some meat right now and I'm eating a potato. And she's judging herself, which
Yes,
is
she is.
causing her to think about redoing and rethinking. So now can I give y'all a couple of plans that I have right now?
Yes.
Yeah. Please.
Okay, so have you all ever heard of Eris Latham?
No.
He's sun fired. He's a sun fired gourmet chef. So if you
Oh,
go to
I have heard of that.
sunfired.com, what's
Sunfire,
that?
yes. He has the dreads, right?
Yes, he has
White
gray.
dreads.
He has
Yep.
gray locks, just like me. He's 76 years old.
I have
Sunfire.com.
the Sunfire got me. I didn't know his real
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Okay.
Sunfire. So you can look up Aris, Aris Latham, Altham, I believe. And you can look him up. He actually does gourmet vegan food. He was the first black gourmet vegan person in the United States. He's actually in the encyclopedia. So
Oh, wow.
anyway, after COVID, he moved down to Panama. You know, like Panama.
Right.
So he actually has a little school down there where if you go down, he'll train you how to cook vegan raw. So
You know what, Ed, real quick, not to cut you off.
no,
before
you're
you
fine.
finish.
Go ahead.
I remembered something he said once, that he doesn't eat raw because the sun cooks his food.
Yes,
I remember him
yes,
now.
that's
Okay.
exactly what he
Okay,
says. He
so
says the
that's what he
sun
said.
perfectly cooks your food for you. There's no reason to cook it. The sun has already done it for you.
Thank you.
So my wife now is asking me, she said, okay, so what should I cook? You know, what should I fix for the children? You know, so now she's asking me what should she cook? So I said, you know, this is what I'm going to do. So we just got back from Costa Rica, and we have this thing now where every 7 months we're going to take a vacation.
Nice.
And I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take her to Sunfired. I'm going to take her to Eris Latham's school down in Panama and let him teach her how to cook raw vegan. So that way she feels secure in what she's doing and she knows how to cook the food. And she doesn't have to worry about how, and you know, it's a vacation. It'll be a place for her where we went to Costa Rica. I mean, you could reach up and pull a banana off a tree and just start eating it.
So
Hey,
neat.
Jen, you thinking what I'm
Listen,
thinking?
Yes.
we were taking a cacao off the tree. I don't know if y'all have ever had cacao before.
Never had it.
No, but
I've
we
heard
know
Cut it
about it.
open. If you open it up, it's got these like pods and they're creamy. And you take a pod and you stick it in your mouth and you suck the cream off of it.
It's like chocolate, right?
No, it's not. It's a fruity citrus flavor. The chocolate comes from the seed. I've got a video. I haven't put up on it yet.
I didn't know
It's
that.
the seed that they dry out and then they roast it. And when it's roasted, that's what makes the chocolate.
No
Wow.
way.
Yeah,
Learning
but the
something
fruit
here.
itself, cacao is a fruit. It's a creamy substance around the seed that you just basically take it and you suck it off of the seed, and it's got a citrus, sweet, creamy flavor to it. Does not taste, it has a flavor of chocolate, but it's white. So it's a white cream. It's amazing.
Wow.
So,
I've
yeah,
only heard of people talk about putting it in smoothies and stuff. That's really interesting.
Well, those are called cacao nibs. So once you take the seeds and crush up the seeds after they've been roasted, now those are called nibs. But they take the seed and the nibs and they put it in this big vat, no liquid or anything, and it just spins it around for hours. I mean, like a couple of days, and it turns into a cream, and they add sugar to it, and that's what makes the chocolate. That's what makes the cacao chocolate, the creamy chocolate. It's not milk or anything in it. It's just the seeds break down into a cream. But yeah, so I know you didn't ask for all that, but
I love it.
No, but I watched
learning.
a video recently where there was, I don't know if it was coconuts, and I'm like, is that what was going? But this guy, they had mules walking in a circle that were tied to this thing, this churner, and they were just putting shells onto it, and the shells were being grinded by a stick that was in the middle. It would like kind of vacuum suck them in the, and I'm wondering if that's how they do the cacao seeds. Because I mean, it was spinning and sucking them into the middle and chopping them up, and cream was coming out of it.
It looks like a big mixer. It's all it is the seed inside a mixer, and it spins around, and the heat that is the friction that's generated begins to break down the hard, like it's nibs. If you've had chocolate nibs before, I mean, it's crunchy. but
Wow.
somehow it begins to alter it and turns it into a cream. And I had, like, when I was down there, I actually got to try like 15 different types of chocolate down there. And my
Wow.
wife actually bought me a bar back, and it's 100% cacao, no sugar, no nothing.
Nice. Come on, Hershey's, get on board here. We're
Oh,
going, right?
that's nothing.
Get
That's
some
not real
cacao
chocolate.
going in your factory
Yeah.
over there in Hershey
Yeah.
Park, right?
High in magnesium. That's where you're going to get your most magnesium
Oh wow. I
from
heard
a
that's really
fruit.
necessary in our body, right? I don't,
Oh,
especially
listen,
for women, they say.
I went to the doctor so many times because I thought I was possibly having a heart attack. When I went to the doctor, the first thing they gave me was, guess what? A,
Magnesium.
Magnesium.
a bag of magnesium. That made my flutters stop. So, magnesium, the first thing a heart attack patient gets is magnesium, because the
So
doctors know that the reason why most people have heart attacks is because we are lacking magnesium.
good information.
Yeah,
Wow. So
yeah.
everybody get your, and what
Wow.
foods cacao? And I heard there's a lot of different
Oh,
cookies
yes, a lot
telling
of
you to have
things.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah, but
spinach. I
cacao
think.
has a lot of magnesium in it, though. You can get it from almost every plant. Honestly, it's going
Yeah.
to have every plant has something in it.
Yes.
Some just have more of other things. Like we said, the watermelon, you wouldn't think of it. It's got protein.
Yeah.
It's got fat. Believe it or not, small amounts, but it does have it. So you
And
can't say that it won't nourish you.
when you're eating a lot of just that, I guess people are trying to get a quick fix of it. Like, yeah, you might get a higher content of protein, let's say if you ate beans, but I like to eat bean sprouts, so I'm still getting
Yeah,
protein without having to cook it, because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really trying to stay on this raw, journey just because I feel better. Like
Right.
I always tell people how, if you eat whole food plant based, you're still doing well. And when you talked about the cooking, it reminded me because my mom reached out today and I had a post of what I ate yesterday. Remember, I read that to you, Dawn, with all my fruit and stuff that I had. And she's
Yeah.
like, I think I wouldn't even be full. Like, that sounds good, but I would need something else, she said. And I was like, well, there's many different kinds of ways to do this. Maybe you need to do like a whole food plant based, at least transition
Mm,
and add in raw foods, with that. Like you may need to have, if you don't feel sustained after that, your body will change into it. But if that's not you're feeling it on your journey, there's other ways to be healthy. All, plant foods have something in them. Like where
right.
eating
Look, I'm going to tell you
the
guys
fruit
something
is
too.
the quickest way to healing.
Yeah. And not only that, one thing that, remember I said earlier about the mental thing?
Hmm.
When you try to switch your habits like that, it takes 30 days to make something a habit. You have to do
Yes,
it
it does.
consistently. And if you start to allow your mind to do mental push-ups, if you will, and stick to this diet, even though you feel like you may want something else, that's where the mental aspect comes in, and
Yes.
you have to resist it. Your body will adjust to
Mhm.
having only that fruit and eating less. It's like I have to have something more. You do, but if you do some mental push-ups now, that wanting will change.
And
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
correct.
In order to change too, you have, like, I put off stuff that I don't know how to do. Like I'm
Yeah,
trying to create a website and it got complicated, so I'll put it off for a day and say I'll get back to that, right?
yeah.
So when I couldn't figure out how to link the page to the other one, and I'm like, let me just go make a video or do something else that I know how to do. And I think
Yeah.
that's where, like, she wants, like you said about your wife, I think she wants recipes to make for the family, to make for my sister, and that things that, like, she doesn't do, like how I can do it, or
And she
maybe
would
you can
she
do
would
it.
kill it with that
Yeah, so I'm
because
like,
she's a
if
good cook.
I, like, even posted on the page to post some plant-based recipes, because I think a lot of people, like, I love them when you do the what you eat in a day. It's like, give them examples of what you do, and that'll help them figure out how to incorporate it into their life. And it's
Right.
that simple. Just have a watermelon for breakfast. I think people are like, I couldn't do this because I wouldn't know what to eat. So I think there's some of that. The fact that you're letting people follow your journey makes it, like, simplified. This is
That'd
like,
be a cool trip for your mom too, to take her with us to go down to Eris if we ever
yeah,
went down there.
and she could cook. And where is it at again? And
He
Panama.
he he lives in Panama.
Panama.
I
Okay.
think it's actually, I
Panama.
think it's in Panama City. He
Yes.
used he used to be in Costa Rica, believe it or not. Now he's in Panama,
Nice.
and he's down in Panama because he can grow whatever produce, whatever fruit that he wants to grow. Now I was getting ready in a couple of weeks. I was getting ready to go to. We were going to take another vacation to Miami, and I was going to go to the it's called the Spice and Fruit Farm down in
Oh
Homestead,
wow.
South Florida. We were going because they have all kind of fruits down there, and it's a park that you have to pay to go into.
But you can eat off the trees, right?
Yes, they have fruit where you
Kevin
can.
Winder went there, Jen.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. He used to have a
So,
channel, Raw Food Healing, right?
Yeah.
oh, did he? Okay, well, good. So we were going to do that. My wife and I just decided last night to push that back. So we're going to push that back at this point. But my goal is you probably already heard, I want to go to wherever the tropical climate is in the United States, and I want to purchase some property there, and I want to grow whatever tropical fruit that
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can
Juan's
grow.
been talking
We
about
talk
that.
about that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to do, I
Green.
think it's Florida. I think it might be Florida.
The only place that you can grow exotic tropical fruit is in South Florida. You have to be in zone 11, which I think the Keys touch,
He knows the
or
Okay.
zone. He's done
or
his research.
10A. 10A and 10B. You have to be in those areas, and that's South Florida, and able to grow most exotic fruit.
Annette Larkins is down in Florida, isn't she?
Annette
Have you heard
Larkin.
of Annette Larkins? Oh, look up Annette Larkins. She's 80-year-old black woman who looks like she's about 45, and she grows all her own food. She only eats raw and has been doing it since
Good.
she was in her 40s. Her
Good.
husband was a butcher when she was in her early 20s, and she was preparing food one night and got sick from it just looking at it and went vegetarian. And then in her 40s, she went raw vegan, and now they had her on the news and everything. She's 80 years old. She looks like she's about 40 years old.
She's
And she
what's her name
grows all
again?
Annette Larkins.
Annette Larkins. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that.
Look her up. Oh my goodness.
And
Wow.
speaking of that channels and stuff, Ed, I want to
And
make
she's
sure
in Florida.
in Florida, yes, and that's the goal, definitely to grow our own food.
Yeah,
She
that's
was
where we're going.
inspiring to us when we first came upon this raw journey.
John Cholera interviewed her. He went to her farm, the grow your own food guy that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay.
He went down, she was on the news, but he went down and did a YouTube on her as well. So if you look it up, Grow Your Own Food interviews Annette Larkins, he goes all through her farm and talks to her.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to send you. Maybe what I'll do is I'll send you the Chipotle video on the guacamole to your email, and I'll send that video as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm literally
I'll send those links.
inspired. I'm inspired by those kind of things. My family now, like my children are like, Dad, are you really thinking about Florida? And I'm like, well, Florida is about the only place that I can go that I can walk outside and grab a banana, avocado, get a mango,
Right.
figs.
Yeah.
I'm tired of fighting for fruit around here.
Hey,
right?
listen,
Jen, that's another reason to go down there, if nothing else.
Yeah, See, my wife and I have talked about going south because she's got her own channel. It's called Step by Step Farming, where she shows how to grow a garden, how to plant tomatoes. She shows all those things. She shows the tower garden that we're going to be talking about tonight. So she's got her own channel.
I can't wait.
So she wants to go south, and we were thinking Alabama. So we've been going and trying to take a look at places, and we wasn't sure. We were getting ready to take a trip here in a couple of weeks. We were going to go look at Alabama, the Tallahassee, Florida, and the southern part of Georgia.
Georgia is good for watermelon.
Since I have found my heart's desire, I said, we don't have to go look no more. I know where we're supposed to go. I said, I believe the Most High has spoke to my heart, and He's led me to know where I'm supposed to go, and that is South Florida. So that's where we're going. I said, Father, if
we
you
may
make
end up
a
being
way,
neighbors.
Yeah, you make a way for me to get down there, I will grow whatever tree You tell me to grow. If there's a tree that is becoming extinct, there's not very many of them, you tell me and I will grow it. I'll grow it on that property. So that's my goal now, is when my wife and I are in our older age and we say, what do you want to eat, sweetie? And she says, well, I think let's just eat a salad, and we'll go outside
Go
and
outside,
we'll
right?
grab some mangoes. We'll grab whatever we want in our salad. She'll go into the sunroom and pull from a tower garden, because it's hard to grow lettuce. That's one thing about the tropics. It's hard to grow lettuce in the
Okay.
tropics. So you're going to need to have another system like the tower garden to be able to
Right.
grow lettuce. So she'll go clip some lettuce off, and that's the way we'll eat. That's the way I see my life going. The Most
Hmm.
High showed me things in my life, and it's always gone in that direction. So my last one is that the latter part of my life is going to be greater than the former.
Hmm.
Yeah, me
And
too.
so
Me
I
too.
know that that's what's getting ready to take place in my life, because when I was a little boy, I saw the Gulf War. I don't know how I saw it. I don't know if I dreamed. I have no idea. I saw tanks moving across the desert. And I
Wow.
and I was about 10, 11 years old, and it came to be during Desert Storm. Another time was we lived in a huge house. We had a quad level house. We had 4 different levels, a nice house. And I was a police officer. Something came to me and said, you're going to be living in a trailer before long. I said, a trailer?
Hmm.
Are you serious? I mean, look, I got a 2-car garage, a huge house. I get paid well. Don't you know? I sold that house, moved onto a farm, and we lived in a trailer.
Wow.
So the last thing was that I got was your former, your future is going to be greater than your former was. When you had nice house, nice cars, you had all those things, then you went to nothing, a farm with a trailer. The latter part of your life is going to be greater than all of that. So that's why I have a feeling that the Most High is putting in my heart that I'm to go to South Florida. Property is expensive down there, so I'm gonna let him worry about that. I'm not
There
gonna
you
worry
go.
Yeah.
about
He'll
There you
work it
go.
out for you, because
it.
you're doing you're actually serving him by growing the food and putting out this
Yeah,
information.
yeah,
Can you
Yep.
tell us? We'll put the links in the description, and I always put them in the comments too, because some people can see it. Can you tell us your channels? And now I've got a car revving outside while I'm trying to talk, right?
at
But
least it's not a train.
I want to make sure how people
Yeah.
can like find you and everything like that. And
Yeah, my first channel is Fruit, the number 4, Your Life, on YouTube. That's the name of it. So if you don't put the number 4 in, it's not going to pop up. So Fruit, the number 4, Your Life. That is my YouTube channel that I have. We have a a Facebook community, which you're a part of, and I thank you so much for joining that. A
I love it.
Facebook community which is called Fruit, the number 4, Your Life community, and that's a private group. And for me, it's hard to really get the ball rolling with people, but for me, that's for people to be able to go in and share things that they are doing, and things that they are cooking or things that they're eating for that day. Maybe somebody is depressed that day and they need somebody to help lift them up. That's what that's for. I don't want it to be the Ed Logan show.
Right.
So I post stuff up all the time, but I'd love for other people to begin to do that and let it be a self-working channel. So, but those are the ones that I have. My wife's channel is actually step by step farming. You can go there to learn how to grow produce, because that's what she does.
Okay. Can you send
Yeah,
us that as well? We'll post that for you.
okay. Yeah. So,
That's on YouTube. That's the name of it. Step by step farming.
step by step farming. And I should have
Okay.
that on there tonight as well. So, but yeah,
I
that's how you can get it. You can get in contact me with email though. Fruit, the number 4, your life, the number 4 again at gmail.com. That's how you get in contact
I
with me.
think I forgot that other 4. That's why you never got my first message to you.
No, I didn't. The only
I
message I ever got
realized
was message.
that was funny. I was like, as soon as you just said that, I'm like, oh, I think I missed that second
Yeah,
4.
two fours in that one.
Yes.
Wait a minute. What is it?
Fruit, number 4, your
Yeah.
life, the number 4 again at gmail.com.
Ah. Okay, I would have done it.
Yeah, yeah, two fours in it.
That's like how I spelled my channel, Vegan Knowledge, which also I realized later on that it actually says now, and because I forgot, I didn't forget, but I did know K just to kind of make it vegan and then knowledge, because I think
Yeah, I got you.
knowledge is
Yeah,
what is gonna like change your mind first of all, and then you have to like have the commitment and you have to do it. But the knowledge is what we all didn't have, and now we do. So now it's
that's
whatever we do
clever.
with it,
That's
you know.
clever. That's
And
very
so,
good.
but people always put the K in and never gets to me probably half my messages. So I'm like, maybe I should have just left it spelled right.
And I did do a short live on the community just before coming on with you guys to let them know to be expecting and to go to your channel,
Oh, well, thank you.
to be
And you
able
have the
to see
link.
it.
I'll definitely
That's
post
awesome.
it, and I can't wait to direct everyone from here to go.
Yeah,
Please go, if you're watching this, go subscribe to Fruit for Your Life YouTube. It has some great information. And again, tonight he's going to be live with his first guest, which is also your wife,
my
growing
beautiful wife. That's
your
right.
beautiful wife, growing food. And that's probably so, like, what a great setup that was. Speaking of how things are set up in your life, you've got already someone who knows how to grow food, and now
Yeah,
you're
Yeah,
the
yeah.
food
and
guy.
subscribe to Step by Step as well.
Yes,
Oh, thank you.
step by
Yeah,
step. What was after that? Now
step
I
by
wrote
step
Step by
farming.
Step
step by
farming.
step farming.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
and then
she actually sells that system that you're going to see. She actually has a
oh really?
website and everything where, and she's also going to let people know. Also, we didn't buy our first ones brand new. We found people who were selling them used.
Oh okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you don't have to buy a new system. You can find them on Facebook, people who have them who are selling them. And you can just go drive however far you're going to go drive to pick them up. But it's an awesome thing. You can grow everything except for roots, food that have root. So we've
Okay,
had
like carrots.
tomatoes in it, zucchinis, all those kind of things we have actually grown from it. But
That's
foods
really
that are
neat.
roots, you can't do it.
That is so cool because we always have like, I feel like we are, ever since we've been mostly fruit, especially this last raw journey. I don't know why it just seems like I'm always trying to hunt. Like the other day, I had to go out on my 15 minutes that I work, on the phones at work on my day job, and I had to go out and try to find ripe avocados because I'm like, I'm not gonna feel like going out late after I get off my set
Yeah,
day job.
yeah.
And I'm like, we went there, we called ahead, and I think it was a little bit of a language barrier. The lady told us they were ripe. We get to the store, and I only got time for one little stop, and they were hard as a rock. I was like, oh no. And then so
I've
I was
been
like,
there.
I
I
had to
have been
wait. Then I
there.
had another half hour later on, and I'm like, okay, let's go to the other store. And we finally found like two semi soft avocados. I was like, we need a channel called Avocado Hunters or whatever that is, like Chasers, or how they have those. But I'm like, it definitely, it would be so nice just to be able to go get it out of a garden or out of a tower.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to everyone subscribing to your channel and going to the Facebook community, because I'm sure I'll see you guys there, because I love that, like the things you post and the information you share, and your
Thank
YouTube is
you.
so real. And I was even saying when I was posting the reminder, I was like, if you want some Sunday inspiration, I think it was like very kind of, it worked out because of our schedules, but like, how most people want inspiration on Sunday morning. And this is
Uh-huh.
definitely, I know it's inspired us to stay on our journey, like, and you've got Dawn already ready to go drive an hour for watermelons. Let's do it.
Hey, that's good. Do that.
Yeah.
Try to find out who your local farmers are and
Yeah.
what they grow. See, that's what I do is I have a place an hour from me I can get watermelons from, and I have a place that's 30 minutes away from me I can go get watermelons from, all seeded. So I
See,
try to
and we're
stay in a
surrounded by
network.
farmers.
Yeah, yeah. I try to stay in network with them because they're my providers where I don't have to go to the store. These
Right.
guys, they grow their stuff organically. I mean, they don't use pesticides, anything. So I know what quality
Nice.
Wow.
of fruit that I'm getting. So that's why I go to them. And
Local
and
farmers.
I'm going to do an interview with him
We are
today.
sleeping that.
Yes.
Yes, we need to
We
get
are
on
really
it.
sleeping
You
that.
have taught us so much today. First the cacao, now we're going to really start local. But that's why I love bringing people on here, because like there's
Yeah.
always something little you don't know that can make your life easier or
Right.
change,
We can ride through Berlin, and I'm sure we'll find a lot of them, Jen, that are right on the side of the road. There's people right in West Ocean City. There's a couple of
Yeah,
farms right
we're
around
dealing with
here.
If you
these
don't mind me asking, what state are you all?
Maryland.
Maryland.
Ocean
Oh,
City,
wow.
Maryland.
We
Oh,
live in
you're
Ocean
up
City.
north.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
I'm Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm right there on the line of where the watermelons really do, where they really do grow well. Sometimes I'm delivering a load and I'll see a produce stand and they've got watermelons. I'll pull over, and I mean I've got this huge truck with like 40 wheels on it. No joke.
Like, give
I've
me
got
all
this,
your watermelons.
yeah,
He's
and
like,
I pull
hey,
over
hold
and I
up.
say, "Are they seeded?" They'll say yes. I said, "I want to buy 10 of them," and they'll be like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, and they'll load them up into my truck for me because I'm buying them
Wow.
from them. And those stands are some of the best watermelons you can taste.
And you're
Oh God,
supporting local people there too, which is
exactly.
cool. And Ed, can you tell us if you know any knowledge on this? I hear this all the time about seeded is better than the unseeded. Is there like nutritional reason, or it just seems to be more healthy?
Okay, this is kind of what
Good
I've learned.
question.
This is what I've learned, and people like to argue about this, and of course I don't argue about it. It's not, a seedless watermelon is not really genetically modified.
Right.
At least 1 out of 100 watermelons will be seedless. What they did was is they capitalized on the seedless one. So they, I don't know what they did. Maybe it is genetically modified. But what I've learned is that it's not. They just capitalized on that particular watermelon and they got that
Kept
watermelon and
growing
started
it.
fooling with it and making all watermelons like that one. Still is sweet, still tastes good, but it's seedless. But that's what people want. They don't want to deal with the seeds. I eat them. On a DNA level, those seeds are awesome for your body. So
You
if
can
I
chew them
can't,
up, or do you blend them?
no, oh, I chew. I mean, I don't chew them. I squish just enough where I know I'm getting to the seed and I stop.
Okay.
And I'm swallowing them. I'm swallowing most of them. So at the bottom of my watermelon that I cut in half, there's always juice and about 100 seeds in there. I'll pick that watermelon up, I'll turn it up, and I will drink it all, seeds and all. I've never had a problem with taking pills when I was younger. My wife,
Right.
she can't do it, so I can literally swallow seeds while I'm drinking. Have no problem doing that
My
whatsoever.
grandfather used to take all 5 of his pills with no water. I remember him just doing that, and I had to like stand there and tilt my head up and all kinds of stuff.
Stick it
So,
down your throat.
yeah,
But if you don't have seeded watermelon in your area, eat seedless. I mean,
yeah,
it's like,
that's what
what do you
we
want me
had
to
to
go
do.
eat some fried chicken instead of eating? So it doesn't have seeds. I mean, most of the lemons that we buy today, I can't hardly find a lemon today that has a seed in it.
That's true.
Yeah, I
didn't think
noticed
about
that.
Yeah. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stop eating lemons? And I
it.
just,
Right.
now
It's
see,
better than the
that's the
alternative, right?
food that I pray for.
I love
Father,
lemons.
please, if there is something wrong with this fruit, please don't let it affect my body. This is all we've got. But trash, I'm not going to pray for trash. You're not going to get me to do it. I'm not going to pray before I have a chocolate shake. Oh, Father, please. I know that shake is killing me. So
Right.
Yeah.
why would I pray for it? Why would I think that he's going to bless that shake when that shake is killing me? He's not
And
going
you
to
Yeah.
do
know
it.
it.
Not
Right.
going to do it. So sorry, I'm not preaching.
No, that's okay.
Oh,
We,
you
we
preach,
love it.
bro. Preach.
One of my favorite channels. I don't know if you ever listen to the Minister of Wellness,
Yeah.
Nathaniel Jordan.
Yeah.
So I get preached to all the time. I love it. I love it. Thank you for your passion
You're
and for
welcome.
blessing us with all this information. There's
Yes,
probably
thank
like
you so much.
2 more hours of things I could just keep picking your brain and asking you, but I know you have to get the rest of your day started. You've got other lives to do. I've got to log into work, and Dawn, I know you've got your stock thing going on. So
I need to
don't know.
connect with you about your stock because I used to do that.
Okay, listen, I'm in a trading group. I'm going to give you my referral link. I'm going to send that to you as well. You
Thank
would
you.
love this group because it's also a support group for us that are learning how to trade.
Good.
You've got millionaires in this group, and you've got people who can't even pay their electric bill.
I
It's
got
that
you.
diverse.
Good.
So, and our leader, coach, the mentor and coach that started it is phenomenal. You would love him. So, yeah, I'll send you that link as well.
Awesome. Thank you. So, see how much I'm learning from y'all. Look at that.
Look,
Networking.
we're teaching each other, right? Well, thank you so much. Ed,
Thank
can you give
you.
us just an end? Like, is there a message you want to give just in closing here? Any message you want to tell people just in the end here? We'll
Oh,
finish
yeah.
out with you.
If you plan on living this lifestyle, I don't call it a diet, and it is a lifestyle because it's different from what the world does. So, it's not a normalized thing. It's normalized for us to be obese. It's normalized for us to be sick. Everybody's sick, and we're so used to it. All the hospitals around, all the urgent cares around, it's all normalized to us. So it is a lifestyle. So when you come out of all of that and you eat correctly, some days you may fail and just start again the next day. I didn't fail, and I thank the Most High for that. I've been sticking with it every day, but some people can't do that. They can't. I'm an all or nothing guy sometimes, and a lot of people can't do that. So if you fail, get back up, start again. If you fail tomorrow, get back up, start again tomorrow. Just keep, sooner or later, you're going to train yourself to keep going. And that's what people need is encouragement. That's why I started the channel, is because people need encouragement to believe that they can do it. And as I always say, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And look, that's you were coming from, like all of us came up in the same way. We all had the standard American diet. We
Yeah.
all have those things. And you really, I'm so definitely proud, and you're definitely inspiring. So thank you for being vulnerable and going on YouTube and taking us on the vacations with you guys and showing us where you're getting your fruit and coming on even live and just coming in the Facebook group and talking about, helping everyone and encouraging them, telling them about your journey, your struggles, what you eat. Like that really helps people to feel connected. So I think it's great what you're doing. And I
Thank
hope
you.
everyone, please go to the description and subscribe, because this channel deserves like a lot of subscribers to be able to blow up and really get this information out there, because I think you'll inspire a lot of people in your age range, to do the right thing for their health and see that they don't, that they can do it. Like you said, Ed can do it, you can do it.
That's right.
And thank you.
Let's put it up there one more time for him, Ed.
I love the name. I love the transition.
Let them see that journey.
Thank you, Ron, for having those pictures on standby. The best producer in the world.
Now that middle one, I just took that middle one last week. The one with the green shirt on, I just took that.
Wow.
I love that's the one with the belt.
Well, no, that's actually a keychain hanging out.
Oh, that's keychain. Okay, I see. I thought I was like, man, that belt is too big. It's hanging down there, because I used to wear mine like when I would lose weight, I would twist it around. I need glasses, right? I've got to eat more carrots, get my eyes in there.
All right. Well, and I definitely appreciate you, and I will be letting definitely be letting the community know about your channel as well. I didn't know of your channel until you got in contact with me. So I definitely will be letting the community know to go and check you out as well. As you see, I have friends who call me and says, man, I can't believe how quick your channel jumped up.
Yeah.
And I can't either. So I know it's going to jump up again because of now the fitness journey that I'm on. But I will be sure to let people know to come over to your page as well.
Thank you.
And subscribe to you. So, it's about, I don't care who it is. If you're teaching people how to eat and how to live a healthy life, I'm gonna, this isn't this thing where, okay, I'm gonna keep my people.
Yeah.
This is mine, and you're not gonna get it. Look, I don't care who you are. If you're telling people how to do it, please
we're all
go.
Part of the puzzle.
Well, yes,
we're all in this together.
Yes, we are.
And thank you
help
for
people.
Mr.
Yes.
Fubar and Mark Solis for joining, and all the people that watch. And I really think you're right. I think this is this has got to be a group effort that we
Mhm.
all get together like a community when we're putting this information out here. If we're interviewing
That's
each other,
correct.
there's something I don't know that you may know. There's a different demographic of people that you're reaching than I'm able to reach. So if I have someone watching that may be a man or closer in age to you, he's going to identify and say, okay, maybe I can do it, you know.
Right, right. That's correct.
So I love that. Marakita said, thank you all for this inspiring conversation. Yeah, I feel all pumped up. I'm like, they're going to not know what happened to me on the
I
chat.
can't wait to go eat some grapes and some
know,
watermelon
let's
as
get
soon
some
as we're done.
and,
I'm salivating.
and let
Thank you.
Marquita know that she's more than welcome to get in contact with me. I think I read on hers about talking to me. She's more than welcome to contact me. Not a problem at all.
Excellent. We're part of a community or a organization called We Did It Health too, where
Okay.
I know they would love to have you as a member too, since you are definitely doing it with the health thing.
Thank you.
We did it and you did it. So I love it, getting people excited about getting healthy. So thank you so much for everything, for joining us for so long and letting us
Thank
meet
you. Oh no,
So,
you're totally fine.
anything else you want to say, Dawn? And
No, I'm good. I've gotten so much
don't forget,
knowledge, and
I
this is
forgot.
amazing.
Subscribe to Dawn's channel, J&J Video Reacts. Please.
J&J Video.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's J&J Video Reacts. I do reality television recaps and things like that, but I also have been known to throw a mental health video in there or two because I'm very passionate about that side of it, and I have some videos that are already up that I did live streams on mental health because I'm a cancer survivor. So I suffered with PTSD for many years, and just sharing my journey of how I've learned to overcome mental challenges.
Yeah. I've got PTSD also. I'm in law enforcement, so I know how that works.
I can imagine.
And she does awesome, excellent video work too, editing. So she's so talented.
Oh,
so we got
have to
you
give
need
her
help in that area. Yeah, I that's what J&J Video is.
Really?
It is a video. Yeah, I edit, and yeah, that's what I do. I love doing.
We can all put our
we were
talents
starting
together.
to look for one, so
Yeah.
I'll
send some stuff to you.
All right.
Send you a couple of I edit. I do most of. I was able to actually the owner of American Dream Trading gifted me one of his VIP memberships just because I do so much stuff for him. So I'll send you a couple of little things that I did for him video wise, so you can kind of see what I do.
Awesome.
We'll be expecting the payment in watermelons. All right, Ed, thank you so much for joining. Thank you,
Ed. And you want me to end with the poem, Jen?
Yeah, I don't think Ed's heard the poem.
Okay, let's do the poem. I edited this video. She wrote this poem.
This was before I went completely fruit and whole food, so there's a little reference to substitute meat, which I don't like anymore, but that's okay. The whole poem has a good message about becoming a plant-based nation, and I did get some fruit in there.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Everyone
this is one of the edits.
And this is Dawn's work, her editing my voice. Okay, see ya. I can't stop talking. The fruit. Too much energy.
All right, let's get it in there. Have a great one, everybody.
You all too.
If we can become a plant-based nation, we could get off all our medication. We want to keep doing things like we were, donating to organizations claiming to fight for a cure. But the cure is already in front of our eyes, and it's time for us to wake up and realize. We may not want to believe we have control. It's easier for most of us to metaphorically live in a hole. So many stories of how being plant-based has reversed disease. It's funny that we can't stop eating meat with ease. We want to continue to look for the answer, yet people have reversed even cancer. I think finally as a nation, it's time to give people the truthful information. Your hard-earned money is what you pay to take your medicine day after day. Sadly, there's a lot of money being made in people staying sick. This has to finally make something click. We have to have this revelation that a cure means not selling medication. There's so many myths and misconceptions, but it's eye-opening once you make the connections. that meat and dairy are causing insulin resistance, it's not sugar and carbs causing diabetes, for instance. Scientifically, our bodies are not set up like carnivores. We model those who eat plants. If you can heal, why not give it a chance? You follow your car's owner's manual for what gas it takes, yet for our bodies without care, we feed it steaks. That's like giving an unleaded car diesel to drink. Our bodies will reject it, don't you think? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but to be a voice, that when it comes to your health, you have the choice. With just a few adjustments to your diet, I can help if you just want to try it. I've found testimonials that people have reversed every ailment and disease by simply eliminating meat, eggs, milk, and cheese. There's a tasty substitute for all the things you already eat. You can get all your nutrients without eating meat. Save the animals, the environment, and yourself just by making a few different selections off the grocery store shelf. It's never too late. I've seen it work at all age ranges. It's my passion, and I can't wait to hear about your positive health changes. It's time for the world to wake up and heal, and you can start with your very next meal.